of indirect pressures. I'll give you an example. You and your wife, you are at home. You are watching home video or African magic. And somebody on the TV is telling you that, obìnrin tó bá ti bímọ, kò má ti rí ilé ọkọ gbé. Trust me, that is pressure. Between the couples, there is going to be a very loud silence. Loud silence. And you will see, for that moment, their moods will change. That is pressure. There are ways, and I keep telling people that infertility is a lot of emotional things. Your wife is at home. She has her own issues. She's thinking and crying that she's not getting pregnant. You are coming back from work. Your friends have already teased you that you are boy or let's say gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe marriage lẹ́yìn tí ẹ ti bímọ ìwọ ọkàn ṣe fine boy káàkiri ṣá ọkàn ṣe fine boy káàkiri ṣá. That is pressure on him. The guy is going home not very happy. The wife is tensed up. If you don't manage that situation between husband and wife very well, they are going to start fighting. Because one little thing will ignite wahala. So that's why I always most times try to counsel my couples that they should take it easy. Do you know the first drug I prescribe, I'm debating now, the first drug I prescribe for my patients, it is cheap, but nobody uses it. Very cheap. And I told them, the first drug I'm going to give you as you are coming here is cheap. You don't have to pay for it. And they say, doctor, what is the name of the drug? Do you know the name of the drug, Grandma? It's patience. And I tell them they are going to swallow it with a liquid. Do you know the name of the liquid, ma? Faith. And support it with prayers. Because what we have found out is like the drug I give Lady A and she gets pregnant. I give Lady B with the same condition. She doesn't get pregnant. Who is working? It's God. It's God. So you must have faith. Swallow your medicine. You must have patience. Swallow your medicine with faith and support it with a lot of prayers. And babies will come. That's where I'll stop. Except there are other questions. Yes. Men, they call it most times abumbuton. You just keep firing and you are replacing it, keep firing. You can still impregnate a woman for as old as 90, most times. But the women by 35, phew. And what happens most times is like at 35, the woman's fertility has decreased by about 50%. Any additional findings on that decreases it by about half. Let me give you an example now. A 35-year-old woman comes, her fertility is already like 50% decreased. Maybe she now has an what's it called? Uterine fibroid. Now it decreases it again. That 50 decreases it by 50% again. That makes it 25 now. And probably she's now not ovulating. Are you getting my point? That means we are now looking at a woman with a 12.5% chance of getting pregnant. So those are the things you will now tally together and you'll be able to advise her on the next step to take.
If a man has been told that he hasn't got enough
Sperm.
Yes, and he has been receiving treatment for it, and still there is no improvement in the amount
Of the sperm.
Yes, so what's the next step for such a person to take?
Mommy, luckily, we are in a very good era now. But the truth must be told. When men have problems with their sperm, most times there is no treatment. Most times. Yes, no treatment, most times. When men have problems with their sperm, most times there is no treatment. But another thing we do is like, we don't use one result of sperm test to judge a man. If you come for the first time to me now and you have not done a sperm test before, and you come and your sperm test result is not good enough, we are going to wait and repeat that test. If it still comes as the same, then I will know you have a problem. But most times it gets better. Then for that person, there is a solution. The sperm count might be low, but as far as there are sperm in that sperm, the man can still father a child. But it might not be naturally, as in faka, 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 faka. It has to be through assisted techniques. What we do nowadays is a form of IVF. What we do nowadays is like, we get the woman's egg, we get the man's sperm, the very good quality ones, we mix, and most of the times it results in babies. But where the problem is in the finance. Then when you have a very poor sperm, very poor, maybe you have like 1 million, 2 million, and we are looking for 15 million, that sperm, all we just need is one. We'll take one good one. Instead of mixing it with the egg, putting them together, we don't put them together. We take that one sperm and put it directly inside the egg. So most can be fathers nowadays. But the problem is finance. But what I always tell my patients is like, finance cannot be your problem. Finance cannot be your problem if you put your mind to it. You can start thrifts. I know a lot of people where I work. They started thrifts. Ajo. Start putting some money down. It's not a rushing matter. Maybe your Ajo money will be completed in about 1.5 years or 2 years. You collect it. Pray on it. Take it to them. God. And anything can happen. So there is hope for almost everybody now. Hope. With fertility issues now, there is hope for almost everybody. But the only thing is, how far are you willing to go? But there is hope. You can see grandmothers getting pregnant. Grandmothers are getting pregnant. At least last year, we delivered a 54-year-old woman in my own center. 54-year-old woman. Although it was through IVF, but she got pregnant and she delivered her baby. So there is hope. Hope is not lost at all. But the only thing is like, seek help early so that things can be done. But the problem, and I'll emphasize this now, is like, we overlook men's problem. We overlook men's problem in this fertility issue. We should shine more touch on men's problem, so that at least, because it's only women that seek. And another thing I've noticed, I don't know how it works. When a woman comes for fertility, one way or the other, it is slower. But when a couple comes for fertility, both of them, they come for consultation as husband and wife. Most of the time, we always achieve results faster. I don't know how it works. Maybe it is the happiness in that union or the cooperation in that union. But most men will just be like, let's sort that out. Well, no problem. And which is not fair, which is not good enough. Because most times, when men have problem, they always expect their wives to stand by them, which women do. And you'll be calling the women, are difficult. Let me give one example again. That was the patient that came to see us while we were in Ala maternity. They've been going for about 5 years or more, no issue and all that. The man has a problem. And the woman is very fine. But we did a scan for her, and we now saw this tiny fibroid in her womb. And I now told her that you have a small fibroid there, but the fibroid is insignificant. It cannot stop you from getting pregnant. Just insignificant. You are just mentioning it so that in case you do scan somewhere, you won't say, doctor, you there's something me money fibroid. That was just the essence of just telling her, just for information purpose. And she did the test, took the scan home, showed her husband. The husband showed their doctor, and the doctor was just discussing about the fibroid. When they got home, the man beats the woman blue black. I show new fibroid.